Joe from Canandaigua, New York. We'll go to Alan, also on the Republican line from Kennewick, Washington. Good morning.
Yeah, one thing, why don't they do a real investigation in Obama's giving them money and stuff to try and influence Israel's election? That would be a good one. And Eric Holder, where was all the Democrats screaming for him to resign when he ran fast and furious 2,500 guns to Mexico to kill border agents and Mexicans? Why didn't anybody ever put him in jail? That's where he belongs.
Alan, thanks for the call. NBC News has the story at NBCnews.com. During the election campaign, Donald Trump spoke fondly of Vladimir Putin. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson boasting exceptionally close ties with the Russian president, and Trump's former campaign manager Paul Manafort resigning in August amid questions about his ties to pro-Russian interest in Ukraine. The Russian embassy in Washington, D.C. said that it does not comment on numerous contacts with local partners which are conducted in accordance with the usual diplomatic practice. Senator Sessions was the first senator to endorse Donald Trump exactly 1 year ago when he campaigned with Trump in Madison, Alabama. That story this morning from NBC News. On the Democrats line from Michigan, Henry, you are next. Good morning.
Good morning. Just a couple of facts, because sunlight is the best disinfectant. You read a couple of times Sessions' spokesperson's statement from Jeff Sessions about him being a senator. Well, his first meeting with the Russian ambassador, it was reported, was at the Republican National Convention. So that doesn't say to me that he was meeting with him as a senator, but as a surrogate of the Trump campaign. Another important factor, Wilbur Ross, the new Secretary of Commerce, is also chairman of a Cypriot bank with a disgraced German Deutsche Bank official. They both run this bank, and this bank is known to launder Russian money. Donald Trump has many, many dealings, real estate dealings, with the Russians. The Trump white nationalists are panicking. They're coming on and they're blaming you, which is very, very telling. They're upset because this president is a Manchurian candidate and a puppet of Vladimir Putin. And if we pull these threads little by little, it's going to come out. So you might as well get ready for a constitutional crisis in this country, and it's all because of the Obama-hating faction in this country.
Thanks very much for the call from Michigan. Another tweet, good question to the caller. The question I would choose to the President of the United States, saying healthcare is complicated. Has he given up on the promise to cover everyone? So maybe some morning we should just open the phone lines and ask you what question you would ask on a morning here in the Washington Journal. I want to share with you this story from Chris Eliza at the Washington Post. Headline, it is now political suicide for Republicans if they don't call for deeper investigations on Russia. Chris Eliza saying President Trump's Russia problems just got a whole lot worse. It does not take a political genius to understand how big of a problem this is for Senator Sessions, now the Attorney General, for President Trump and congressional Republicans more broadly. Sessions' response, I talked to a lot of people. That is not going to cut it. The full story available online at WashingtonPost.com. Catherine is next, St. Joseph's, Michigan. Good morning.
Good morning. I agree with Chuck and also the gentleman from New York. I voted for Mr. Trump, and I think he's doing a wonderful job. I think all of this that's going on right now is just a distraction. It's the Democrats. They are so much hatred and so much distrust with them that what they're trying to do is just start something as a distraction, and they're targeting all of President Trump's people that he's trying to get in there to do his job. The Democrats, if they don't watch it, there's not going to be any Democrats anymore. And that's what I fear, is that we will not have the balance in Congress and in the House. I think we need the Democrats and we also need the Republicans. But what's going to happen is people are going to get so tired of both parties because of the fact that they can't work together, that the independents are going to get bigger. And people better just start recognizing it.
Catherine, thanks. We're going to move on. Just a few minutes left. A few tweets. This is from Bobby. Why not have C-SPAN's Washington Journal have a story on Hillary's crimes and or Pizzagate? Uranium she sold to Russia, cash Obama gave Iran, etc., etc. So biased, exclamation mark. And there's this from another viewer saying C-SPAN should do a 3-hour open phones, allowing viewers to pick the topic most important to them. We'll do that. Don from St. Cloud, Florida, Independent Line. Good morning.
I'm on the Democrat line. This is Don.
Okay, go ahead, Don.
Yes. I am amazed at the Republicans that call in and say that C-SPAN is biased, that everybody's picking on Trump and his appointees. The man lied. Sessions lied to the Congress. He was asked, did he have any dealings with Russia? He said no. Mm-hmm. That's a lie. And then, people talk about the investigations. The Republicans investigated Hillary Clinton and Obama's administration the whole 8 years. And their stuff was based on lies and as they say, fake news.
Don, thanks for the call. Thank you, Don. Let me share with you the story from the New York Daily News. It is also the cover story of the New York tabloid. The meetings with more details that took place part of a wide-ranging intelligence investigation being led by the FBI, which reports that Senator Sessions at the time into possible communications between the president's top advisors and Russia. One of the meetings was a private conversation, according to the New York Daily News, between Senator Sessions at the time and the Russian ambassador. That took place in the senator's office back in September. Let's go to Saeed, joining us from Annandale, Virginia. Good morning, Republican Line.
Morning, America.
Good morning.
The reason I say good morning, American is my first, because I would like to remind everyone that before Republican or before anything else, we are all American, and we should think American. And this office, this administration, in the past, we have seen some mistakes, flaws, and I'm not saying that every administration, every office is going to be perfect 100%. There might be mistakes. But I say, let's just give them a chance. If it is Republican, Democrat, if it's Jeff Sessions, I think they're going to do a good thing. I was in Afghanistan during the Bush administration, and I see things that unbelievable. And I listen to the radio every morning driving to home or to work. And it bothers me how nowadays we are all politicians. Every single person in every city politician. I would say, get out of politician. Just become American and just make one voice. And one also comment for my three friends who was pointing finger on the media. They say C-SPAN is not balanced. I listen here every morning, and thank you, C-SPAN. Thank you, Steve. You guys have very beautiful and great programs that give awareness to everyone.
Saeed, thank you. I'm going to stop you there. Thank you very much for the call, and drive safely. I know you're listening on C-SPAN Radio. We are 90.1 FM in Washington, D.C., streamed on the web. We also have a free C-SPAN Radio app, so we hope you check that out as well. And we welcome our listeners listening on Sirius XM. We've been talking about the new disclosures, the confirmation from the Attorney General that he had meetings with the Russian ambassador